I have 3 screens here, so I got to keep bouncing back and forth. Hey, Freedom Fighter, what's up? Hey, Miko Max. And let everybody pile in here. Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
Papa Meatball. So, Colorado, no, I am not watching Colorado. I don't know what you're talking about. I know 303 Cop Block had him running with the cops, but then his phone died. Mystery 13's on. She says she loves you.
Oh, well, I love her too. If I ever meet her.
Yeah, it's probably going to be slow trickling in just because, all the crap going on in Denver.
Now, what's happening in Denver?
Something happened. I guess a cop or two got shot, and 303 Cop Block was down there filming it, and he waved at a cop, and the cop basically chased him across the street because he wanted his ID, and then his phone died. So, hey, monkey.
Well, that's not good.
So, yeah, somebody's saying that he was detained and then released. Hey, Dee Dee, Modified Mommy. Yeah, MIB can't see your guys' chat right now, so I'm just going to kind of relay between you guys, but yeah, we're gonna, yeah, they wanted him away from the scene. Pike's Peak got to him. Apparently they apprehended the guy that shot the cops and he set the house on fire.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, well, welcome in everybody. Another night with me, and we got Man in Black with us.
Again.
Well, last time was kind of convoluted, that was my fault. I let it get out of hand, and hey, Spoons. So, my biggest question I've always wondered about for you, man, is what got you into activism or auditing or both? What made you want to be part of this?
I guess, man, that I never really thought about getting into it, except I would always watch, the news, and you'd always see where something funny was going on with police officers, a shooting or something like that, and they would just always seem to be get away with it. And I guess the very first audit I ever watched was News Now Houston and High Desert Community Watch, and I saw the way they did their audits or their activism, however you want to put it, and I thought that'd be a good platform to go out and actually get into it and take a stand and stand up to help take a stand for standing up for people's rights and for the accountability aspect of it as well. And I guess that's what really got me into it is more or less the accountability part of it.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it seems to be a lot, one of the main reasons for most of us. But how do you? I don't know, dude. You got this knack for keeping your composure, and I don't know, man. You keep your cool a heck of a lot better than I do. I mean, how do you do that?
That comes from growing up, back in the days where your parents could actually beat the shit out of you when you misbehave. Uh,
Yep.
that's a bad way to that's a bad way to put it, but and it also comes from me being in the army, where the drill sergeants could beat the shit out of you if you didn't do what they told you to do. Uh, and I think a lot of it just came from like when I used to do martial arts a whole lot, and I used to do it with cops, and they would come in and besides the training that we did, the cops would the police officers the police officers that were in my class with me, they would tell us about things that they went through, and and how it's important to not lose your cool. I mean, even if the cop is being a dick or an asshole, it's important for you not to lose your composure. And there was a lot of help, especially going out and remembering that. Uh, I have gotten a lot of advice from my friends that were in law enforcement, in the reserves, and just in everyday life. I've gotten a lot of good advice from them about how to conduct myself around law enforcement.
Yeah. Have you seen Steve Pinder floating around the channels?
No, I don't think so.
He's down in Crowley, Texas, and he's a martial arts expert who actually trains cops. So I thought that was kind of interesting parallel there. You guys might, hit it off. He's a really good guy. Really, he has a unique view on this, and I think a very beneficial view. So maybe it's somebody you could chat with sometime. Just shoot the shit or whatever.
Yeah, it sounds like he's. Oh, sorry about that. He sounds like an interesting dude, man. There was actually another police officer in that area when I was growing up that he actually was a state trooper, and he taught martial arts as well. But and I got a chance to talk to him a little bit too, but just not so much as like anybody else. And really, to be honest, that guy was a little arrogant because he was a state trooper and he was good at martial arts. So he gave me a little bit of advice, but he was a little bit on the arrogant side.
Yeah, they, seems a lot of them get that way, especially once they get that little shiny piece of metal. And up here, they're getting worse and worse, man. And I'm the only one up here now. My auditing partner passed away.
Yeah.
So, Bullet SpongeBob, if you ever saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so if you had to just out there, you don't have to pick if you don't want to, but if there was one auditor that you could go do an audit with, who would it be?
Well, I would absolutely love to go do an audit with Denise Lynn. Now I've talked to her a few times, and when I've seen her go out and like do audits with Pink Camera Magic or Chi-Town Sue, I like the way she carried herself. No, the only other auditor that I've ever really been out with would have been One-Eyed Fox down in North Carolina, and I think he's for his own personal reasons, I think he's retired from it. But he was a bit of a wild card, but I liked him. He had his own style like everybody else does, but I liked him, and he pushed the envelope, but he didn't push it to the brink. He pushed it right to the brink, and then he'd back off some, and I actually liked that. I like the fact of just going out and like teaming up with someone. And I haven't had a chance to do it since, but if I did, and if I could choose one, I'd probably take Denise Lynn.
It's the irony is that she's sitting in the channel right now, and she said absolutely.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love it one day.
Yeah, well, where are you again?
In Virginia.
Virginia, okay. For some reason, I thought you were farther south, like Georgia.
Yeah, that's as close to the south as I probably want to get.
I was gonna, well, because I was gonna say there's News Now, South Carolina, and Big Nick. You know, those two guys are powerhouses down there.
Yeah,
So,
Big Nick he exploded, and I can understand why. My brother lives in Florida, and sometimes I talk to him, and he said there's a lot that goes on down there because it's a big tourist state, uh, and I don't know how much it has to do with like with police accountability, but uh, he did say that that at times cops can be a little rough down there.
yeah, Big Nick's had his fair share of run-ins, but you're right. He did just. I mean, I can remember when he had like 200 subs, and it was like overnight. He just all of a sudden had like 10,000 subs, and
Yeah,
it was huge. But I mean, it's great. He was able to actually bring attention to the Florida area. You
yeah,
know,
and I'm and just watching some of his videos, excuse me, it definitely needs it. That whole area down there definitely needs it.
oh yeah, and so now I'm sure you're like the rest of us. You've watched a whole lot of audit videos. Is there any one in particular, like, it doesn't matter who the auditor was, but just there's one that sticks out in your mind the most?
Uh, I would say, uh, now that you say that, now I think about a whole lot of them, but uh, uh, I would say the one that kind of sticks out to me the most would be the one that National Nathaniel was on when the guy knocked the camera out of his hand. And I think it also happened to Furry Potato too, but uh, and he called the police, and it took him over an hour to get there to respond to it. And to me, that's it just is a reminder of once you reach a certain status, when how the cops will kind of like hold a grudge against you, and if you ever need them, and if you really ever need them, then you get less than the I don't know, full service that they would give anybody else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does. It seems like the more well-known auditing in general gets, the worse off we're being treated. You know, it just seems like they're going out of their way to treat auditors bad. And that kind of is counterintuitive to what we're trying to accomplish,
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I can't. I mean, I've had my little small run-ins, and it just so happens that when I did have the run-ins, that's when I screwed the camera work up. But for the most part here, and I guess everybody knows that I actually went on Merv's broadcast and talked to him some too. For the most part, where I live, and the surrounding areas, and even places I've gone 2, 3, 4 hours away, I've not really had that many problems with like state police. I've had one run-in with a state trooper. And other than that, it's been, I really just haven't had a big problem. And but I can see where other auditors have been. I mean, where they have had their problems.
yeah. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm reading all the chat, too. You guys, if you have questions, feel free to ask him. I'll relay them to him. But,
Yeah, because Heck, I can't see anything except for the little you right there in the corner.
Yeah, we had somebody in the channel, Rika the Hopeful Voluntarist. She just said, I've not heard of Man in Black. That's like a gasp moment. How could you not hear of Man in Black?
And I'm small time, man. That's uh and really I'm really surprised that anyone would really like care uh what I would have to say anymore, because I pretty much I like to kind of keep up with what's going on in the auditing world, but and I guess everybody knows for my own reasons why I decided, as far as like doing a traditional audit, I wasn't going to do it anymore. But uh, it's nice to know that people still care.
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing that I always appreciated about you was, well, like I said, your ability to compose yourself and to keep your professionalism regardless of the scenario. I mean, and I'm not just talking about audits. I'm talking in chats when other people are being confronted. I've seen you speak rationally, where most people are like, "Oh, f them, screw this, screw that." You're asking questions, or you're just making statements that are logical,
Yeah.
and that's what I appreciate the most.
Well, that's what I would have. That's what we all should appreciate and should strive for. Um, like when I go out and I get confronted or contacted by someone, and I just kind of look at it like, I'm out here doing I call it a demonstration of your rights, and to me it doesn't matter whether you're doing a open carry demonstration, or you're doing a First Amendment audit, or a picket or something like that. You're still exercising your rights. But if somebody comes up and they have a problem with it, it doesn't help anybody you if you're trying to explain it by yelling back and forth at each other or trading insults. And I know that's what a lot of people like to tune in and watch. I know people love to tune in, and I know they love to see somebody that works in a government agency, if they come out and be a smart ass. I know they love to see them the walk of shame. The cops get sent back with the walk of shame and all that. But when I do things, I'm hoping that it can turn into where you can have a meaningful conversation about something, to come to help both sides come to an understanding about what you're doing and why. That's how it has to start. Somebody made a point a long time ago, and I forgot who it was, that we need, in order for this to be effective, we need the general public on our side. If we don't ever get them on that side, this could go on forever. And in order to do that, you need to be able to communicate with them. And it's got to start somewhere. Even if it starts off camera, it still the communication has to start somewhere. And you'll never have that if you walk away mad or they walk away mad. You're just, they'll just come up with the same, I don't know if attitude is the right word or not, but they'll just think you're just out there trying to pick a fight, or you're doing something for the views or something, and they'll never help anybody. If I said that right or not, but that's
it makes
that's the
sense.
best
Yeah, Black Label in here, he said that he would like to meet you, and he asks if you're a shy person.
Yeah, I'm typically shy with people I don't know. Denise sent me his number, and I text him, but I don't know if I don't know if I put the number in right, or she sent me the right number or not. But um, if it, oh, is he on now?
Yeah, he's in there now. One thing about Ben, though, he sometimes he can take a week to get, or more to get back to you.
Oh,
But
okay. Well,
him and
I
James
did.
Freeman.
Huh?
James Freeman's horrible at getting back on text. He is,
Yeah,
man.
I am too, man. I'm not gonna I ain't gonna blame him for that because I'm bad about it myself.
But now, yeah, John Sanders, if you don't like the channel or the content, dude, you could just leave. So he says, if you want your channel to grow, you got to be more interesting. Quite frankly, your content is pretty boring.
Well,
What? Nobody told
well,
you to be here.
no, is he talking about me?
No, me. He's talking about me and
Oh,
my channel.
oh,
He
well,
says I should be more like Merb.
no. Everybody needs to be their own man. I've talked to Merb. I listen to Merb. I've just recently subscribed to his channel, and I listen to what he says, and I listen to anybody with an open mind. And maybe that's another reason why I'm so people call it laid back, whatever. But I keep my mind open to everything. Um,
Yeah.
I don't I don't think I'm always right. I don't think I'm always wrong. But you know, you keep your mind open. It makes you a whole lot more versatile in what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and and I know the issue came up back. Oh, gee, when we first tried to do that meeting where a racism situation had come about, and I don't know if you'd watched last night or the show from Friday night or not, but my wife is black and my children are mixed, and well, my ex, but they've been encountering it too lately, and it just amazes me that that even comes up anymore.
Well, it does, and I think that it will. Uh, it that night that after I heard Chi-Town Sue scream out what she did, uh, and I got on, I said something about it. That's just me, man. That's just the stand I take on it. Uh, I don't put up with racism or racial slurs from anybody. Not from anybody white, not from anybody black, or anybody. Quick little story that and I said the same thing when I was on Merv. Is that one time I was playing ball uh with some guys when I went back to my hometown, and there was this little young kid running around, and he thought he was the next Steph Curry or Michael Jordan or whoever. And he makes a shot. It's a good shot. I was late rotating on defense, and he made a 3-point shot on me. And he went back down the court, yeah, the nigger, not the ER, but with the GA on it.
Right.
And I just took the ball, and I walked up to him, and I'm like, you know what, dude? Said, you made a good shot, but you know what? Don't ever make the mistake of thinking that I'm one of your boys that you can talk to like you want to. And don't ever call me that again. But don't address me like that again. You can call me whatever you want to, except that. And he was just like, well, dude, it's just a game. I said, yeah, I know it's just a game. The basketball is just a game, but I'm not playing with you. Don't ever call me that again. And I don't allow anybody else to call me that. And the reason that I don't, and I may be the only person in the world that to think this, but people, I've heard some black people say, well, that's the word that we've adopted and made it our own. And I'm like, why would you want to take a word that is meant to degrade you and adopt it? to do anything with it. And that, to me, that's the dumbest thing in the world. I mean, if like you say, you got a, your wife, your ex-wife, and your daughter or whatever. Say you was out and shopping somewhere, and your daughter like accidentally bumped into someone, and they just turned around and I'm not going to say, I'm not going to use that word, but let's say they just turned around and said, well, you need to keep your little bitch or whatever, tell her to watch where she's going. That would be insulting.
Mm-hmm.
And it would probably cause a fight. If it was me, it would cause a fight.
Absolutely.
So, and I was like, it's a word, but it's a word that you take to insult and degrade people, and I just don't understand why people would want to adopt it and try to make it into something that it isn't.
Yeah, see, my ex is the same as you. She absolutely hates the fact that that word is quote-unquote adopted into modern day African American, well, I don't know what you'd call it, trend, whatever, in rap music and movies and all that stuff. It drove her wild.
Yeah, it gets glamorized.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and but the funny thing is, if somebody goes out and they actually call you that, then then all of a sudden it's used to start a fight, or I've got to fight you in order to defend my honor. I'm like, no, you defend your honor before it starts, and you stop it before it starts.
Yeah.
And I kind of got off track, and what I was gonna say originally is that I think that racism is kind of a lot like terrorism, in the fact that it's something that's taught. Nobody's born a racist.
Right.
Nobody's born a terrorist. It's something that's taught.
Yeah.
And as long as you have people around that will teach it, it's never going to go away.
Yep. Now, to kind of, well, to go off topic, basically, you're a veteran. Now,
Yeah.
I've talked to Monkey, who is also a veteran, about this, and other vets. The whole topic of the blue line flag comes up a lot, and I personally find it to be disrespectful, and I think it goes against everything that the flag stands for. How do you, as a veteran and as an auditor, how do you feel?
I agree with you. If law enforcement wants a symbol for unity, which is nothing wrong with that, but it shouldn't be something like a national symbol. It's not the flag or something. It shouldn't be that. Make a badge or a patch that you can put on with something, which is what they pretty much did, but they used something with a blue line. And I would almost say that they did that because they've heard it out in the public about like the thin blue line. That's almost like they're adopting that. And no. I'm having a hard time kind of expressing this, but I don't agree with it. It should be something totally different. The only time you wear a patch, if you're gonna wear a flag on your uniform, then it should be the American flag,
Right.
or a state flag. But you don't take the American flag and you don't alter it for for whatever you want it for. It wouldn't be any different than if like a hate group or something took the flag and altered it for themselves. I mean, nobody would like that, and they would say that it would be disrespectful. And it's no different than when law enforcement does.
Well, it's like when I tried to do that interview with Mike the Cop, and I had basically said, if cops had come up to me and a bunch of my friends hanging out, and we all had a red bandana hanging out of our pants or something, that their first thought would be gang sign or gang colors. He immediately jumped on me and said that, oh, I know thousands of cops and none of us think that way. We would never think that's a gang sign. I mean, how ludicrous is that? Because, the whole thought of the gangs, the blue line flag being seen as a gang sign, that was my way of comparing them. And he basically shot me right down and said that no police ever see that as a gang sign or gang colors.
Well, they probably don't, but it is what it is. They maybe. Well, I mean, I can't speak for them, but my opinion is if they feel like they're representing themselves or they're representing their community, then it's maybe like a badge of honor or something, which it is not at all. It's just some things that you don't mess in, some things that you don't alter or anything like that, and I think that's one of them. I think they could just have like a patch with a blue line across it if that's all they wanted, but just not to resemble the flag or anything.
Right.
And that would be that'd be something simpler if that's what they wanted.
Yeah, if you guys want to call in, talk to me or Man in Black now, you can feel free to while we got him on the line. As far as I understand it, this is the first public visual interview you've done.
Well, it's not the. I don't think it is the visual anyway.
Hey, who's this?
Oh.
Constitutional Network News, brother.
Hey, yeah, you gotta mute your screen, man.
What's that?
Mute your computer.
I can't understand you.
You gotta mute the computer. I could hear me in the background.
I just did, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't expect the answer.
Alright, well, you're live, man. What's up?
My family signed the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. I fought for this country in the Army. There should not be any changes to our flag unless it's an add-on state. They have no right in any way to change it. They want to put a blue line on it, put it around it, not through it. Don't change its color.
Yeah.
Am I still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean that could work.
What got to say about that?
Well, you're right.
Just a blue line police flag. There's firemen, there's dispatchers, there's a whole bunch of them. None of them should be allowed. The FBI should be going after whoever producing these flags. And I'd like to find out who is, so I can stick the FBI on. I just had a woman who says she's studying criminal justice, has all these relatives in the police force and in the fire company, and telling me it isn't even illegal. As far as I know, that's not true.
Well, it's not illegal to change it, but, I still see it's a great desecration.
Yeah, you know what? I like that. I actually like that idea. If go around the border rather than change the look of it. That is actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
It's not the flag itself. It's just the background.
Right. Hey, Ebor.
Put the flag on a blue background. Put a line around it, whatever, but don't go across my flag.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And amazingly, how many of these police were in the military, and yet they'll do that. I actually worked with a guy. He's actually one of the dudes who walked out of Somalia but came and worked with our recon Marines for like 15 years. And I was working in a shop, and there was an old junk flag in the corner that nobody really paid any attention to. It was getting all messed up. But he showed up, even being from South Africa. And he took that flag, cleaned it, and wrapped it up. Because he has respect for that flag. And he's not even from our country. Yet we piss all over our own flag? Seriously? Should we put a yellow line of urine across it? Should we put a swastika on it? How about we put a blue swastika on it? Is that not a desecration? Ask any of those police if you put a blue swastika on there or a red swastika on the American flag, what would that be a desecration? And you watch, every damn one of them won't answer because they don't want to, because they know the blue line flag would then come into question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
anybody who thinks it isn't a desecration is just full of it. I actually saw one the other day. I had a T-shirt and it was in camouflage. They had the flag in camo, but because it wasn't actually even a complete flag. I kind of looked it over and like it bugged me a little bit, but that was kind of all right. Not really, but it was pretty borderline. It wasn't really. They didn't even have the stars and bars in it. They had the bars without they had a square where the stars go, and it wasn't even. It didn't quite look like a flag. A lot of this stuff is done because of patriotism. Technically, you're not supposed to even put the flag on. Like people have a shirt that looks like half of it's an American flag. That is actually illegal. They don't enforce it though. They're going to the point where they're putting something else on there. They're changing its color and putting it up as a whole flag. No, that's going too far.
Yeah, well,
we have an ancestor who's a statue next to Independence Hall for signing the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. And it irritates me beyond all friggin'. I literally want to take people's hats and throw them in the freaking river when I see them. Rip that crap off their chest. But I can't do that. Shame I can't. But I'd like to.
Yeah,
At the same time, I'm not going to give somebody shit for burning the flag, because that is freedom of speech. But changing it is a different story. And there is laws against changing it. There's laws against using it as clothing. There's all kinds of laws about that flag.
yeah, and I have heard that too.
Any of them. The closest thing they ever come to enforcing them is when people started burning the flag and started to arrest people for that, which is, that in itself is definitely freedom of speech. And it's actually how you're supposed to get rid of a flag that's touched the ground.
Now that I didn't know.
No, the requirement for when a flag has touched the ground is supposed to burn it. At least it was. But I'm one of those people, like, I don't know what you were growing up, but when I was growing up, it was a real common statement. And you don't hear it much anymore. And the statement was, I don't give a fuck what you say, but I'll fight to the death your right to say it. And we seem to have forgotten that, sort of. That comes from the heart, deep down in, that how much you respect the Constitution and what America's about.
right.
And for them to fucking just piss on that flag, to me, is just...
Right.
It shows you how much you give a fuck about the Constitution. Or this country. They care about themselves and their little blue uniforms.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. Black Nazi stormtrooper uniforms.
All right, man. I get it. You're passionate, man. I understand, but you know, I want to let other people kind of call in, and I don't mean to cut it short. We could all go on about that.
I know I can go off, man.
Yeah, we all could, but all right, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I like that guy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, he's a good guy. I talk to him in chats a lot.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get out there and do some auditing shortly. I got one last little legal bullshit that's stopping me from doing it. And then I'm out there.
Monkey wants me to throw you off a bridge. Alright, man.
No, there's a little piece of shit that if the cops could retaliate against me and put me in jail real easy.
right, man.
When you get out there, man, be careful.
Start doing auditing. There's gonna be a video explaining why I kept saying I can't do it, which will explain it all.
All right, man.
Have a good gentlemen.
See ya. Yeah, a lot of us could go on and on about that topic, but guys, try to keep it, like 5 minutes or so, and I know everybody, we could all be passionate about things, but I want to give people a chance to talk to the man himself there. So, I know New England Truth tried to buzz in, and DJ Gemini. Yeah, see, the thing is, that's that whole thing about the flag, though, whether it's legal or not. As far as I know, it's not illegal.
To accept, press 1.
Hey, man, I don't know why you didn't just call the regular number. You got it. Yeah, but either way it works, man. You got New England Truth on the line now. Go ahead, whatever you want to say to MIB. You there? Well, now I can. Oh, and now he's gone.
You can't. Yeah. And there he is again.
No, this is DJ Gemini.
Oh.
What's up,
my
brother?
Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm sorry I came in the middle of what y'all was talking about, but technically the gentleman is right. There is an article that if that flag hit the ground, that it is supposed to be destroyed.
Right.
I'm saying technically is right. No, he is right. The other thing, what he said about the gentleman who came in and clinked the flag, believe it or not, at one time it was against the law to actually clean a flag. It was always to have that flag replaced.
Yeah. So you got
Huh?
I was just gonna say, you got a question for MIV?
I have two. I have one, but I just gotta hit on one last thing. We're talking about the flag, but if you notice, the cops was the first one, law enforcement, I'll just say that. Law enforcement was the first one to inherit the Punisher sign and turn it into the flag. It was the first section to do that. That did not come from the military. But they was the first ones to do that. That's why when we're saying about the flag situation, that's why I kind of have a problem with it, because the Punisher was a revenge situation.
Right.
But they was the first ones to induct that into themselves. Okay, last thing. Here's my question for this, brother. Because you have motivated so many. My question is, how close do you think you are to going back to auditing? And I'm asking that really because I want to know.
Well, I'll be honest, and if Denise is listening, she can like give you a thumbs up on one of something. And I may or may not have told her, and I even talked to Fluke Dog across the pond about this. I don't know if I will ever go back to doing traditional audits. And the reason why, I've got somewhere in the back of my mind, I've got an idea about going out and doing something. not cop watching. But because my wife won't let me be out that late. But but I have in mind to go do something, and it may or may not be the last thing that I really ever do. But as I told Fluke Dog, the reason I probably would never go back out for like a traditional audit is because my faith in the movement or the activism part of it is as strong as ever. It really is. But where I've lost faith at is with the people in it. And that's mainly due to because like the thing with Chi-Town Sioux, and I hate to keep going back to that because it's like beating a dead horse, and it's not the only thing, but it's probably the top one or two. Is that when I went into one of her chats after that, there were just people in there, the same people that would come into like when I did a live feed or something, some of the same people would come in there and hey, you're doing a good job and all that. I saw those same people in there dropping N-bombs like it was their last name. And that sent a message to me right now. And Merv actually said this, and if there's nothing else he said the whole time I was talking to him, what he said to me, it was, we hit right on point. There's too many two-faced people in this movement. And I don't want to, let's say, take up arms. Standing with someone that might be next to me that thinks so little of me that, once they're out of earshot, I'm just some dumb N-word. And I don't want to do that. If it was some people that I could, and there are people that I do trust that I've talked to, but to me it's not really something that, I don't know how I put this. If I do something, man, I want to have faith in not only what I'm doing but who I'm doing it with, and I don't have it right now. If that answers your question in a long-winded way.
Well, in a roundabout way, here's what I got out of it. You'll be back when your spirit is ready.
Yeah, yeah.
I dig it. That's the main reason why I had to ask that question, because I know you have been, like, but believe it or not, you are the reason for Big Nick, okay? So
yeah.
Technically, you're also the reason for News Now South Carolina. Y'all really gave me the energy to deal with the situation I'm dealing with here in Louisiana, because the media is paid not to put certain stories up here. So it's like, with looking at y'all have been the ones helping me deal with the energy of what I'm dealing with. So that's why I personally had to ask that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna add this little piece onto it, man, and it's not just what I just said, man, but and I forgot that damn fast. Let me see if I can remember. I can't remember, but if it pops back in my head, I'll go ahead and say that if you're listening, man. But there's just I think that, fuck, I mean, I can't remember it now, and if I try to say it, I'll just screw it up, man. So if I remember it, man, I'll say it.
Okay. I mean, I dig it. I'm just, but see, Brian, you wonder why I'm so passionate one of the spectators, I should say. This is why I'm so passionate, because the beefing, this wasn't what this community was based on when it first started. It was always about educating people about what's going on and how there are some decent people out here in law enforcement and on the First Amendment auditor side. The beefing, we're letting the trolls starting to take over us rather than doing what we was originally here to do. And that's why I be so passionate with it. But I'm going to let somebody else call in. MIB, I hope one time me and you really get a chance to have a telephone conversation. Brian know he can give my number out, but I'm just saying, I hope one day me and you actually be able to have a conversation.
Yeah, I like it, man. I never got to really meet a lot of people like some of the other auditors, because I'm here in Virginia, man. It's kind of like you're centralized in like nowhere. There's not that many people around me, and the only other two auditors that I know that are even close to being active right now, they seem like they're kind of going away from my style anyway, and that's fine. But the one thing about doing anything that I've always enjoyed is actually being able to meet people and be able to share something, or a common goal. Other than One-Eyed Fox, I've talked to some other auditors, but I've not really ever had a chance to meet them. And if I can't meet them, it'd be nice to talk to them and talk to some of the supporters.
All right, DJ. So, thanks for calling in, man. Yeah, so to anybody else, say that, like I said, I'm trying to keep it to a 5-minute call limit, guys, but at the same time, I don't want to be rude, and, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to just hang up on people just because. So, New England, if you want to try, call the regular number. It's a lot easier. But, yeah, I get what you're saying, man. You know, there's a lot of people that have frustrated the hell out of me, too. And I know exactly what you're talking about as far as the Two-Face, dealing with all that crap, and, you know, trying to fight through it and keep it going the best you can, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I haven't been able to audit as much as I'd like, but I still try to do everything I can anyways.
You know, I would, if I could go back in time, man, I would actually like to get a fresh start in it. It just...
Hey, man, you're on the air.
Alright, cool, finally. I got some service this time. So, I just wanted to ask the gentleman that you have there, Mr. Men in Black, mentioned something pretty important, I thought, earlier about, you know, it's kind of a tough, you know, how aggressive do you get, how passive are you when you're trying to get to a solution, because that's what we're talking about here, bringing people together and not pulling people apart. And then you've got also your own personal beliefs that you seem like you're compromising sometimes to get there. Because I've had to modify what I do to try to be more presentable to the community. And that's what you're talking about earlier. And I just wanted to ask him, how does he do that? How do you compromise some of your own personal standards? Yes, you do.
I don't say I compromise my personal standards. I I'm not a confrontational person to begin with.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I can, you know, I can be pushed to that as can anybody else be. But I you know, and I don't want to say this and insult anybody, but I think that sometimes I think it's the confrontation is done for a show. People love
What if
people
it's real?
love.
What if it's genuine? What if I'm just
Huh?
what if I'm a confrontational person? Not this.
I'm sorry. What did he say?
What if I'm a confrontational person and I've lost a lot from this exact thing? Police state in my mind, and I'm pissed, and I want to express that.
Yeah, you can express it.
Sure.
But you know, my goddaughter told me something a long time ago. Is that because my wife and her didn't get along very well, and she used to blow up at her and get mad about it. And then one day she told me that, you know what, I'm not gonna get mad anymore because we choose how we react. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's an emotion, and you know your emotions are as much a part of you as your hands and your legs. But you choose how you react to certain things, and that's the way I look at it anymore. And I actually remember that too. Is that, you know, I'm in control of me. I can't control what somebody else does. I can't control how they think, what they think, how they think it, when they think it, but I can control me. And as long as I control me, I you know, I know that, for, you know, at least I hope that I'm gonna walk away. I won't walk away with my head like, or my tail, feeling like I tucked my tail between my legs because somebody was standing there yelling and screaming at me, and I didn't yell and scream back at them.
So let me ask you one last question. I'll let you go. I don't want to take up too much time. What do you,
Okay.
you mentioned earlier about the solution? You know, you want to get to a solution in your mind, and what do you think is that solution? How do we get there specifically?
When I want to get to a solution.
Yeah, like what we're doing as a community, we're looking for a solution. We're looking to solve something here, right? I mean, and you
Oh,
mentioned
okay,
it earlier
okay.
about, you know,
All right, I
what you're
got
doing
it.
here.
I got you. You know, the key to solving any problem, man, is your ability to communicate. It's easy to walk up to somebody and get mad and turn your back on them, and go on about your way and feel like you were the bigger man walking away. But that doesn't solve anything. The problem is still there. And until we get to a point to where we stop worrying about entertaining people that watch your videos, and actually start trying to I mean, if somebody comes up and they're past, try to settle them down and try to open a dialogue with them. And if they don't want to talk, just tell them, hey man, if you don't want to talk, then I'm not going to stand here and bring myself down to your level. And tell them to walk away, or you walk away. But until we're able to do that, the solution is never going to be within reach.
Well,
It's got, you know what I'm saying, man? It's got to,
you know, okay, guys, I'm going to take off before I lose service again. Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Sorry, you can finish your thought. He was losing service.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, if you know what I'm saying, man, it's the communication has got to start somewhere at some time. And maybe out in the middle of a street on a sidewalk, maybe that's not the best place for it, but it's got to start sometime. And you've got to start respecting. You have to start respecting each other, or at least figuring out how to gain the respect of either side before anything's ever going to get solved. And I'm sorry to say that when you have an auditor or I'm not, well, I'm not even going to call some of them auditors. I'm going to call them actors. When you have actors going out and you're to put on a show so that people will subscribe to the channel and send them money, then you're not going to get anything solved. And I'm going to leave it at that. I really am.
No, I get it. I know what you're saying, and you know, and I agree about there's a lot of people that fall into that category, and that was a big reason. Well, one of the big reasons why for a long time I was anti-auditing. I mean, back before Denise Linn helped me really understand the movement better, I saw a lot of it for, you know, just show. Just for, you know, big fancy monetized channels that got lots of ad revenue.
Yeah.
And I know some people are that way. I mean,
and what happens with that is that's what people get used to seeing. You know, like when I first started, man, with the videos that I didn't screw up, and with other channels as well. I mean, people were willing to sit back and watch a pass audit. All right. Now, the last pass audit I did, it may have gotten 300 or 400 views. But when I went to Winchester and, you know, had them guys run up on me and it was a little bit of conversation, it's like 23,000 views. And that's still not a lot compared to other people, but there is a difference.
right.
You have a past video where nothing happened, nobody's arguing, nobody's fighting, nobody wants to see that. I mean, but a little bit of confrontation, and boom, there you go. You've got an audience. And me personally, I'd rather have past videos because I had to travel so far from home. I don't want to get handcuffed. I don't want to wind up in handcuffs. Whether it's for an officer's safety or somebody's entertainment, I don't want to be in handcuffs. I'd rather go there, do my audit. You know, if they pass, they pass. If not, I'll deal with it and then get out of there.
Yeah, I say it a lot. I say, you know, 90%, in most cases, 90% of subscribers subscribe for entertainment value. You know, the more entertaining, like you just said, the more entertaining a video is, the more views they get. I've got some videos that, like, you know, I'll do these interview videos, and they might get 500 to 1,000 views, but if I do, like, my audit with Bullet SpongeBob, where we had a small confrontation with a cop, or my compilation videos of auditors being arrested, or whatever, those things get tens of thousands of views. And, you know, I know that doesn't compare to millions of views on, you know, like News Now Houston's channel, but, you know, the one thing I always appreciated about people like you and News Now Houston and that is it wasn't always about the confrontation. It was about, it was real. It was real interactions. It was real. Yeah. There was no forced nothing. You didn't call the cops on yourself. You know, you didn't try to force confrontation. And I hate that. Like, you watch Denise Linn. She's as pleasant as a peach right up until they disrespect her.
Yeah.
You know, and that's exactly the way it should be. I mean, you know, I like I said, I haven't been able to do a lot of auditing yet because I'm finishing up probation, but, you know, my intentions have always been to model my auditing style based on, like, you and News Now Houston and maybe a little of Johnny 5-0. You know, I mean,
yeah. No, Johnny 5-0 used to crack me up, man. Those little side remarks he made, man, I would be laughing my ass off about some of them things. And then, you know, and Johnny 50, he did there and he made his point, and it was entertaining as well. But uh, I just I just whenever he saw one out, man, I made sure I watched it, man, because it was funny, the things that he could come up with.
Oh yeah, I mean Johnny 50 and Monkey and James Freeman, and they all have this ability to be completely sarcastic or completely very witty without the cops ever even realizing it. That's what makes it so
Yeah.
funny. And again, Monkey 83 is another example. He's respectful until he gets disrespected. That's the way it should be. And
Yeah.
I wish more people would focus on showing pass or fail. Who cares what? I mean, if it passes, great. Maybe if more people posted passing videos, more viewers would want to watch them. If we made them the focus of the movement rather than the entertaining walk of shame and all that. If
And
we
also
focused
that,
on that.
yeah, and also if you did more past videos, with a good commentary on it, then when you have law enforcement sitting back watching your channels, especially ones that feel like you're out there trying to incite something, you're making a point that, hey, this is what we want. We don't want the confrontation. We don't want bitter feelings. We want past videos, and we want good interactions with anyone, not just with police officers or somebody coming out, anybody. And that's the point you hold miss. That's the point you hold miss. That was good. That's the point that you miss when you don't show both sides of it.
Yep. Monkey, why are you asking for the number? You have my real number. I think he's going to be calling, but...
From
Your boy.
Hey, what's up, man? I don't know why you didn't just call the regular number.
Because I'm not thinking straight. It's true what Man in Black is saying, dude. When it comes to the past significant decrease in views, and people aren't really interested in that. And that's because everybody started associating this with entertainment and telling the cops to go fuck themselves. And I personally think the way that Man in Black goes out and conducts himself and handles his business is awesome. It's a lot scarier for a black man to go out, especially in a southern state like Virginia, and do what he's doing. Am I right or wrong, Man in Black?
It's different, and I would at one time I would think, well, you know what, maybe they're coming to me like that because they don't want me to start screaming out that I'm being, racially profiled, or or I'll be able to claim that they're being prejudiced against me because I'm black. I mean, I guess anything's a possibility, but in any case, I said this on Merv's thing one time. Is I've said a few times that I'm a biker as well. And one time I went out and I got a wild hair up my ass, and I was going through a 60-mile-an-hour speed zone. Well, I got up to 115 and I got pulled over. But I still kept my same demeanor, and I left. I didn't get put in jail. I didn't get anything confiscated. I didn't get a ticket. Yes, I got a little bit of shit talked to me, but what was that doing that? But again, it's just the attitude that you have with me. Now, going back to what you said, it's I don't with the way things are, and I hate to use this quote because you hear it so many times, but the way things are today, the way people come across you with, for, for a different race of people, you really don't know what's really on someone's mind. I mean, I can't read anybody's mind, so for whatever reason I get approached in the manner I do, whether it's they're just being cautious, or the guy's just having a good day and I'm not giving him any hassle, and I get that back. I don't know.
Well, demeanor definitely has a big thing to do with it, you know what I mean? But you ever feel like when they are walking up to you, they realize that you are a black man, you were standing there with a camera, and say you were in, your biker attire, do you think that they'd be treating you differently because of the biker attire, or because you're a black man out there doing that?
No, I don't think it would matter. I guess the most awkward place I've ever been approached was I did one down in Henry County, and I don't know if the guy was undercover or not, but you would think, as a matter of fact, you don't think, I know that after you do a couple of audits, man, people know who you are. I mean, your secret gets out really, really fast.
Oh yeah.
And I think after like the third time I went and did an audit, I had a special agent from the state police come to my house. And from what my wife tells me, he pretty much just floated around my neighborhood the whole day until I got back home. He got there early in the morning and he waited for me to get back home, and just so he could. And no sooner than I pulled up in the driveway, he pulled up right behind me. So your secret gets out really fast. And I guess that I'm lucky, at least in this part of the state, or this state period, that where the places I've gone to, I've not really ran into like the total asshole cop or whoever approached me.
I will give you that, because I've seen quite a few of your videos, and you really do have a very well-trained area, or at least a very professional area.
Yeah.
And
and that spoils you too, man, because I think the one time I really did get caught off guard by a state trooper, and it's the only time I really gave my ID up, is when he caught me off guard like that. I got used to just the law enforcement around the general area here as being laid back, and it will cause you to let your guard down. I got caught that day, but I haven't been caught since. Too bad, but it doesn't change anything for me. I still go out, or I still went out, and I still did things the same way. I actually, and maybe it's not a good thing, man. I don't know. I'm not afraid of anybody, and I actually enjoyed doing it, and maybe that's something else that kept me relaxed. I'm not scared. I enjoyed it. I got to do a little bit of traveling on my own. And maybe just all those things combined, there wasn't any pressure on me to do anything. I could go there and do it how I wanted to, and leave. And of course, I didn't want to be contacted, but when I was, I wasn't looking for a fight. If that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense, man. I'll leave you with this one last thing before I hang up, so other people can call in. Personally, I think you should keep on doing the videos, regardless of the bullshit that's out there, and fuck what everyone says, because like you just said, you enjoy doing it. I enjoy watching your videos because I know you enjoy doing it, and I'm sure other people that are in here watching right now can agree with me. And if they haven't, go check out his videos, because they're really good.
Have a good night, guys.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, now there's a kind of an interesting question for you, though. Now, obviously, we both know not everybody can afford to get arrested or to have to go in and out of courts and blah, 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 but they still want to try to make a difference. You know, when you see these videos, there's certain people that will, they'll, after being pressured a little bit, they do give their ID up or you know, their, verbally state their information to the cop. Me personally, having been in and out of jail through my life and, you know, made a lot of bad decisions in my life, I know what it's like being arrested and being in jail and sitting there for months on end and all that crap. I don't see a problem with somebody giving in their ID and, you know, as long as they're still trying, as long as they're still trying to make a difference. Why is it so wrong? Do you agree, or?
I think that when it comes to that, everybody has to be their own judge. And this is, again, it comes from when people are watching and not really understanding what you're going through at the time. It's a lot different sitting behind a computer screen or holding a phone up, watching it happen and being a part of it.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Who's it?
Cybertron.
Oh, jeez. What's up? I didn't recognize your voice, man. What's going on? Sorry.
Oh, hey, I know this may be off the topic for men in black, guys, but the Fort Lupton Police Department still will not release the name of the officer that shot John Billinger. So, I'm not saying to call. I'm not saying you can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware, it might be, Cybertron's uncle was, shot and killed by police about a week ago.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
The Fort Lupton Police Department, now they're saying in a press release, they don't know if he was armed. What do you mean? If you don't know he was armed, why did you shoot him? But, you know, initially they won't answer calls. They just hang up on us. They hang up on everybody that calls in, including auditor supporters. And they still won't release the name of the officer so we can FOIA all the body cam, radio traffic, and cell phone footage for the day.
Jeez, that's ridiculous. So.
But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there so in case anybody wants to call and give them your 2 cents, you know, feel free to.
Alright, man. Well, again, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I mean, I knew him a little bit, but I really didn't know him that much. My wife is closer to him because she grew up with him. But what pisses me off is when you call into your employees and they hang up on you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right off the bat, hey, what's the name of the officer? Click, they just hang up on you. It's like, what?
Well, I hate to say that, man, but that's anyway, that's real typical. And I'm not anti-police or anything like that, but you know, they're gonna make sure that all their bases are covered, all their I's are dotted and T's are crossed before they start giving out any kind of information. That's why it takes so long. They do their best to try to cover the tracks. This is something I get told from, you know, law enforcement officers. I know that, and you know, that's just the way it happens, man. It's hush hush, and until the person that they want to release information gets the information and is told how they want it released, and until it happens, there's nothing you can do but wait for it. And it sucks. And I'm sorry that happened to to anybody in your family, man. That's the one thing that I would never want to have to be told, that somebody in my family got hurt. It happened to me not too long ago during the holidays that I had two county police officers come to my house, and I didn't know what they were there for. I thought I did something wrong in it as far as the artist was doing something, and they told me that my brother got killed in an accident. So it sucks getting that kind of news, and it sucks not knowing what happened or even why. So I get so, I apologize. I'm sorry for that, and I'm sorry for your loss too, dude.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, hopefully we can get a hold of all the body cam footage and stuff soon. But again, what is it? What department is it? Nobody should call.
Say that again.
I said, what department is it that nobody should call?
It's the Fort Lupton Police Department in Fort Lupton, Colorado. FT space ULPTON, Fort Lupton.
Okay, well, we won't call Fort Lupton Police Station. So.
Fort Lupton is also in Wells County. So, you know how that county is.
Yep. Alright, man.
Alright, well, thanks for letting me call in, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Bye.
Alright, later.
Yeah. That, it is unfortunate they won't give him any information yet. And initially they told him 6 days. That they had to wait a mandatory 6 days. Now they're saying they don't know the reason. So it's just messed up, man. It's just
Yeah, it is, man. I agree. It is. You want to find some way to try to deal with what happened, and or what direction you should take, and you can't get the information. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah. So now what are your thoughts on that whole redressing of grievances? You all for it?
Yes, I am. If there is a, how can I say this? You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, I am. If there's something that needs to be addressed, then you've got the right to do it, and you should do it.
Denise is leaving, so if you want to say goodnight to her.
No. Good night, Denise.
I was going to have her try to get on the panel, but she's leaving. So, but, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's so much going on in Colorado now. We've noticed with it seems like the more activists we get in Colorado, the worse we realize how bad it is. I mean, we got new Colorado activists. Well, Denise, you can either call in or you can get in on the panel. It's the same meeting number as the last time. So, if you'd rather get in on the face, you can talk to MIB directly. So, it's up to you. You can either call or you can get on the meeting. I'm sure, yes, the Zoom ID, the same one as last time. Or wait, no, you might still have the, hold on. I think you still have PMPs. Hold on, let me grab it and give it to you. This way you can talk to MIB directly. Alright, I sent it to you. The Zoom ID number, I sent it to you, Denise. Yep, you're right. Cybertron just said it's way bad. That's why there are so many activists coming out in Colorado. Because it's so bad, we're getting fed up with their coming out to do something. So, yeah. I mean, I wish more would come out here.
Yeah, I'd like to see a couple more in Virginia. Really, I mean, it can't hurt.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you ever want to take a trip to upstate New York, man? I'd love to do an audit with you.
Yeah, you never know where I'll turn up.
I'm still trying to get James Freeman and them to come up here. So, let's see. Waiting for Denise to connect. Yeah, you're right. Monkey says there definitely needs to be more activism in the South. That's good, Denise. I don't know why it won't go through. It works fine for MIB. Everybody else that uses it.
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know. She'll just call. Either way, she's got my number, so whatever works. She's awesome, man. If it wasn't for Denise, I probably wouldn't be here, you know. It's not invalid, though. That's the right number. That's the number that I literally just cut and pasted from the text to MIB to you. He used the same number. The hell was I saying now? I lost my train of thought. Oh, Denise, like, when I was still very anti-auditing in that, she literally just gave me her phone number and said, call me. And she took her time to explain to me what I wasn't getting and why I was wrong. And she really helped me open my eyes.
Yeah.
So...
And I can understand that, man. That if you're on the outside looking in, and you don't understand it, it's easy to be anti-auditing, or if you're watching the wrong people. Like I said, when I first got started, man, there was nowhere near the people that are doing it now. But you know, I any time that I want to go back and actually try to learn something a little new, I'll go back and I'll watch something that News Now Houston did, or High Desert did, or you know, some of the Texas auditors. I mean, just to give me an idea of what I should be doing, or some new ideas about maybe doing something. It's every day and every audit is a learning process, and that's where I kind of look.
Jeez. Hey, sorry, phone didn't want to answer.
Okay, am I in here?
You're there. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Man in Black?
Can you hear her?
Nah, just barely.
We'll talk louder. Okay, I said it's good to see you, Man in Black. How are you?
Hey, Denise. I'm good.
I'm glad to hear that. And I'm really, really glad to hear that you're, what we talked about, you know, you're still contemplating. But like I said, that's completely up to you. It's your choice. But to lose you, we would lose a great asset in this community.
What did she say?
I said to lose you, we would lose a big asset to this community.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that, Denise. But you know what? I don't think that that me, you know, like we talked and you told me before, you know, things are gonna keep going on, you know, whether I'm in it or not. Um, and I, 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 and you know, if I said I didn't miss it, I'd be lying through my teeth. I do. I miss the part about feeling like being a part of something that's actually trying to do some good. Uh, I, I, I do miss it. You know, and every time I watch an audit or like this fight, like with Brian or Black Label, you know, even tuning into Merv, you know, it does make me have thoughts about, you know, getting back out there. Maybe not right now.
Right, like we said before, you know, we've talked hours about this, and what we've said before is the same thing. You do what's best for you and your family and in your time, and you know, whatever you're going through in your life, that's going to change. So, I mean, you don't know what next week, next month can bring. Just keep your options completely open. That's all I ask, son.
Yeah, I definitely ain't gonna do it right now because it's too damn cold. So that that's out for now. But I don't know, man. And like I said, Brian, when I first started, I do have in the back of my mind about doing you know, I'll call it a special project, if you will. Not a real traditional audit, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking about something.
Now you
yeah,
have
like I said, you reach a huge, you know, like we spoke, you reach a different demographic than, you know, than what many of us can reach, and that's just something that's, to me, invaluable.
No, I appreciate it. No.
But again, you do what's best for you, babe.
Yeah. I mean, I'll always continue to follow it, man, because, you know, like I said, I do believe in, I believe in the basic principle behind it, and not just for, you know, First Amendment rights, for any rights, and honestly, maybe this is what I was gonna say to the other guy, is that, you know, it's the principle behind it for me, not just the right, not, you know, take a picture. To be honest with you, I hate taking pictures of myself anyway. And I've got my wife to blame for that. She's a selfie queen, and I absolutely hate taking pictures of myself now. But your basic rights, you know, there's something that you always have to be ready to stand for and fight for. And this is a good platform to do it. And it's also a good platform to, when there's something else that happens other than a First Amendment right or First Amendment audit, it's also a good platform to take a stand on and make a statement about it. I mean, where else can you do it to where you got millions of viewers and you know, here and overseas? You know, this could turn out to be something that far greater and far bigger than just the First Amendment, First Amendment right, if you do it right. You know, a violation of your First Amendment or your open carry rights or any rights, you can come back here and address that. But you have to care enough about you have to care enough about it all, not just one little part of it.
Yeah. She's talking in the channel at the same time.
But I absolutely agree with you, and like I said before, you do it right. You know, you do it the right way, and that's one of the reasons why so many people respect what you do. You don't go out there, you don't act like an ass, you don't start swearing and just acting like a complete fool. You know, you educate, and you do it the right way. And like I said, that's why you're so respected.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with you on that. It's been a couple times, man, where I've actually failed to make the point. Probably because I was just having too much fun at it, and you know, and I'll forget to get the officer's name, or I'll forget to make the point, and I do that. I'm a little bit too lax sometimes, but it works. It's kept me out of trouble so far. So, you know, it's and, just a couple things I may work on in case I do get back out. But thank you for it anyway.
Hey, it's just my opinion.
I share Denise's opinion of you, man. I got nothing but respect, man.
Yeah, and all of us get carried away at times. I mean, it's easy, especially when it's, you know, when they start saying stupid things. Sometimes it's it's really easy to just get carried away, away with it. But you don't go out there and act like a jackass right off the bat, and I respect that. If somebody's gonna treat you like an ass, then you have no problem with giving it back to them, but you don't go out there and look for it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't do it anyway. And it's a lesson that I've learned among others, and I actually didn't have to learn this in the hard way. But when somebody is actually trying to, disrespect you, or they're acting like an ass toward you, the very best thing to do, and the one thing that will make them madder than anything else, is you stand there and you look at them, you smile at them, and that lets them know that whatever you're doing, or whatever they're saying, is just not getting to you.
That's right.
And they may not show it, but deep down and deep down inside, it is burning them up. And that's something else that I remember too, man. It takes two to fight. It takes one, and like I said before, as long as I'm in control of me, I'm in control. If I let somebody else have control of me, then they've got control.
You're right, and you're able to control that, and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You got more control than I do.
That's what a lot of people say, man.
Tell you, if I had your control, I probably wouldn't have ended up in jail so many times.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm glad I have that, because I don't like jail. I don't mind filming it, but I don't want to be in one.
Yeah, it's not fun, man. I'll tell you, it's not.
I believe it.
Some people, they think, I see a lot of people in the comment sections and shit, and they make comments like, like that Cajun auditor of the Bayou. They talk about it as if it's like a badge of honor, like it's a goal. And I'm like, the only people that ever act that way are people that have never been there.
Agreed.
I mean,
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Even in the, I grew up in the middle of the inner city ghetto, all that, and I remember a lot of people acted that way. And then I seen them years later in jail, and they're like, of course, they're like, man, it sucks in here. So
yeah, must not, can't suck too hard if you're always trying to get there. But no, I don't. I have no desire and no intentions to go anywhere near the inside of one.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a good goal, because if I could do it all over again, man, all them nights, yeah, I would never go. I see it all the time in comment sections and stuff. People say, oh, you're going to be in this, you need to be willing to go all the way. You need to go, get arrested. And I'm like, I don't see you out there doing it.
Right.
It's always keyboard warriors.
Right, and it's always what you've done wrong. But like you say, here you go, here's a camera. You've got a phone sitting right in your pocket right now. Take it out and go do it. And then we can talk.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, it's easy to say. You know, we've watched other people before we've done this, and you know, it looks completely different than when you go out there and do it yourself. You just don't know what to expect. You know that.
Yep.
Yeah, just you're right, Denise. Like I said, people, and I'm not the first to say it. Denise isn't the first to say it. You're not the first to say it either, Brian. It's when you're in the moment, you're the one that has to make that decision. And it falls back on you. You have to be, activism is not just going out and pushing the envelope. It's doing it in a smart way that, your goal is to make a point. It's not to go to jail. We just had Martin Luther King's birthday, and he was an activist, and he fought for civil rights, and he spent a many night in jail, I would suppose. And he made the ultimate sacrifice for his cause. I mean, for the cause, and it's a cause that allows me and others like me to stand as equal in the South or anywhere. But it's but this isn't that drastic as of yet. That somebody has given their life for it, and it shouldn't have to come to that.
How many times have you been arrested, Man in Black?
No.
For recording, how many dozens of times?
None, none, and
exactly.
And I don't think so.
So what does that show you right there?
That tells you that it can be done without you having to go that far.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, the other thing that kills me too is the whole people that try to rip on me or Black Label or Denise or whatever, saying that you're monetized, all you care about is being a brand and blah blah blah. I sit there and I say all the time, do you think Martin Luther King wasn't a brand? Or Malcolm X wasn't a brand? Do you think Rosa Parks wouldn't have a YouTube channel that said, you want me to sit where? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
First off, it costs money to do this. Second off, who cares if we have, people don't realize my channel makes like $1 to $3 a day.
Right.
I mean, it's not like we're getting filthy rich off of this. And, so I'm just tired of seeing it, I'm tired of seeing people rip on Ben. I'm tired of seeing people rip on me or Denise or any other person that's monetized or that has a brand, so to speak. It's just really frustrating.
Yeah, this is a tool.
Yeah.
It allows you to reach out to people, and it allows people to reach back to you. It's a tool.
Right, and that's it, right? And do what we continue to keep doing. And help people when you can, especially the new people that are coming up, and just keep your nose clean, right? And you're doing a great job at that.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
It's ridiculous that some people think that you're not an auditor or an activist if you're not arrested. To me, unnecessary, arrest with unnecessary money and everything else. To me, that's the asinine thing. It's not the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at all the demonstrations, man. That peaceful demonstrations where people are not getting arrested. It's something that can be done, but and just to be on the just to flip the coin. I mean, like I said before, it's not something that you can only control the part of it that you're in, that you're in, and the other party controls what they do. And I would much rather walk away from someone than to let them drag me into a situation to where I could be hurt or arrested or anything. I will walk away from them first.
Here's an excellent question coming from the channel. It's from
Okay.
John Galt. He says, what is the best technique you can use to actually teach an officer to respect your rights based on your personal experience?
This is what I was gonna do, and I think it's actually the best thing in the world to do, and it keeps you from having to repeat yourself, is to type something out. Most people have a computer with a printer, sit down and just type you out a statement and take it with you. And it's something that I've done before. I just have forgotten to take it with me, of course. But type you out a statement as to what you're doing, why you're doing it, give it to them, let them keep it, and then leave it at that. Like I said, I'm not anti-police, but police will just keep asking you questions, and it's short, it's simple. Anything that they need to know is right there, and then they make the decision on whether or not. Well, they can say, well, you know what, I'm reading this, but if you want to actually talk about it, we can have a cordial, consensual conversation about it, and if not, you walk away. I mean, that's what I would do. Before you can teach somebody, they have to have the interest in wanting to learn it.
That's a good idea too. It's make it part of your routine. It's kind of like I'm trying to get people to, people are stuck on this live streaming thing. Everybody's on this live streaming kick now. And the problem is the live streams are notoriously unstable. And most people only have their phone. They don't have multiple cameras. So I'm trying to, I came up with the idea like 2-3 weeks ago of use a screen recorder, run that before you go live. Then it'll record everything your screen sees as clear as it can be, and creates a local copy of it while your live stream creates a copy on the YouTube server. This way you have 2 copies now, and the local copy will be crystal clear. Because live streams are notoriously pixelating and buffering and cutting out. How many times have we seen people, like it happened to 303 Cop Block? Just a couple hours ago. As soon as the cop approached him, his phone cut out. Yeah. So it's like, run a screen recorder first, and then run your live stream. I know you recommend DU Recorder, Cybertron. I hate it, but there's one that's free. It's called Screen Recorder. It's free, ad-free, no commercials, no nothing. And anyone can get it off of the Play Store. So, but yeah, typing up what you want is, having a typed up preparation. I think that's a great idea. Have what you want to, an outline of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and if they would like to continue a consensual conversation, then okay. But if not, you're walking.
Yeah. And like I've got it right up here in my visor, and the last time I went out, last couple times I've gone out, I've just forgotten to put it in my pocket.
Yeah. I think Denise forgot she's on the phone.
Oh, I am. You know, I'm listening. I always, you know, he's got one of those voices too that is just, you know, it's just that great voice that you can just get, you know, sit there and listen to. So, yeah, I'm just listening.
Okay.
The look
All
on
right.
his face was priceless. That was good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and thank you, Brian, for doing this. I appreciate that you're, you know, that you're featuring Man in Black, because it's a, you know, it's a great opportunity for more people to be able to ask questions and get to know somebody a little better.
yeah, you know, he can tell you. We bounce back and forth with this quite a bit trying to get it set up. But
Oh, sure. He's busy. He is such a busy guy, babe. You know how hard it is to get a hold of James. You know, Man in Black is busy, is just as busy, if not, you know. Anyway, so he's hard too.
oh, I know, he got called into work right before this. That's why he's still sitting in his car.
Yeah, he's a very hard worker. Very hard worker. And again, that's another reason why it shows that he's doing it right. You know, all these people that say, oh, you're living in the basement, you're unemployed, you're, you know, at your parents' home, blah, blah, blah. I mean, here he is. You know, this man has 2 jobs. You know, he's working, obviously. He's still finding the time to do this, and he's doing it right.
Yep.
Yep. So, absolutely, it can be done. And again, just proven fact, how many dozens of times he's not been arrested.
Exactly. That was, you know, that was why one of my first things I asked him when we started this was how he kept his composure, and he stayed so calm and kept his cool, because no matter how hard I try.
Yeah. Believe me, believe me, some of it comes to practice too, man. Because the first couple of times I went out, I was either nervous or scared shitless. But you know, it's just once you do it and you get your confidence about you, and you figure out what you're doing right and wrong and what your strong points are. It's easy enough to keep your composure if that's what you want. Or you can be a wild card and, you know, and play to the crowd if that's what you want to. I just would prefer to be calm and cool.
Well, HBO Matt, that's why I said that, is the point of streaming, yeah, keep evidence on a remote server, but the problem is most of the time that evidence is pixelated and corrupted, which is why I say run a screen recorder as well, because then it'll have a local crystal clear copy. So, but at any rate, yeah. So, well, we're coming up on 2 hours now, and I'm pretty sure you want to get home and get relaxed after working on a Sunday.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's right. It is Sunday, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I got to be back at it bright and early, 7 o'clock. Yay.
Yeah, I've been snowed in for, well, not completely snowed in, but we've had snow for the past couple of days, and now it's snowing again, so I forget what day it is when they all blend into one another.
Yeah, we got a few feet.
I think we're calling for snow here Tuesday.
Yeah, and then this is all on top of, you know, that thick layer of ice underneath, so there's accidents left and right out here right now. Good time to stay in.
Yep.
Yep, good time to stay in. So I'm going to jump off. Thank you so much for allowing me to come in here, Brian, and Man in Black. Thank you so much for the kind words that you said, but you're the one, you know, you're the one that has earned so much respect for what you do, and I just want you to know that whatever decision you make, you know, you're going to be back. That's all. And we're going to be friends no matter what, babe. I'm still getting my hug.
Yeah.
Good. I'll be looking forward to it.
All right, we'll talk soon, babe. We'll talk to you later. Bye, Brian. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, bye, Denise.
Dave, if you go on the Play Store and just type in screen recorder, it'll be the first one that comes up. It's a blue circle with a white camera icon. So, an HBO Max, I'm talking about for people who only have a phone. They don't have a secondary camera. Because not everyone can afford it. So, at any rate, yeah, I appreciate you doing this, man. You know,
That's all I do, man. I'm happy to be able to do something to at least still be a part of it. Even if I'm not gonna, I'm not out in the field. It's still, like I said, it's still good to feel like you're a part of something that's trying to make a change for the better.
yeah.
And oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, I was reading what somebody said in the channel, but yeah, no, you definitely are an inspiration to a lot of people, and you're definitely a good example of how it can be done, like Denise said, without being arrested dozens of times. You know, and I for one, definitely, like Denise, I hope that, you know, you, I don't know, get your mojo back, so to speak, and are able to continue with this. So, I mean, I would hate to see you completely stop.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I struggle with it more than you'll ever know about, you know, picking the camera up. I actually put it in the back of the car now, and in a little case that I used to carry it in. It's the batteries are charged and everything, and I'm like, you know, one day it may happen, it may not, but it's the camera's in the car.
Yep. Well, yeah, I know not everybody can afford a second camera, though. As I keep saying that.
No, and I don't. I've got two cameras, but they're old Sony Handycams, and I bought them both off of eBay. And you know, and that's the thing about when you're doing something like this and you're self-financing, is that you know, I'm not going to go out. I mean, and even if I could afford it, but you know, I'm not going to go out and buy no fancy camera equipment to get damaged or anything like that. You know, I don't need it. You know, it's better just to keep things simple. And you know, I'm a straightforward guy, and to me, the simpler you keep things, the better off you are. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, fancy equipment, fancy expensive phones. That won't do anything but break your bank. And you know, I don't have any of that. Stumbling over my words now, trying to sound smarter than I am. And I guess that's the gist of it. You know, my equipment is simple. It's what I can afford. I don't have to ask anybody for anything. And that's it.
Yeah, you know, you're right. I mean, when I started my channel, when I actually started doing streams and video editing and all that, for the first 4 or 5 months, I did it all on a piece of crap LG phone. Everything. All my video editing, all my, you know, the video that got my, you know, put my name out there was my Auditor All-Stars. It was originally called Almost Park Auditor All-Stars video.
Yeah.
But that kind of went viral within the community. And it was Black Label even mirrored it. And it was like, most people refused to believe that I actually made that on my phone. So, I know exactly what you're saying. You know, you can get by with what you got. There's always a way to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not channel 7 or channel 10. I don't need the you know, the newest thing out there. You know, when you're videoing and somebody's acting a fool, they don't care. They don't, you know, if you catch it, it's not gonna matter what you use.
Yep.
So,
Exactly. So yeah, I use Power Director for everything, Dave. I can make like Marvel's freaking Avenger style movies in Power Director.
Yeah,
So,
Power Director is good, man. I that's what I use. I love it.
well, I have the laptop version as well, the fully registered, legal, paid for version, and it's amazing what I could do with that program. So I was fortunate that a sub helped me get it. But yes, there is a phone version of it, Dave's. But yeah, I mean, I've used DU Recorder. I've used all of them. I tried them all, and ultimately, Power Director was the only one that did everything I wanted to do. So, but, alright, man, I'll let you go, and, it's been 2 hours, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this, like I said. And, I know you'll at least be coming around if chats, if nothing else.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
So, alright, everybody say goodnight, and, maybe we'll have you back on again sometime soon if we got, like, Mike the Cop or someone back. I won't have as many people this time.
Yeah.
I let that run a little too wild, but...
Yeah. It was good, though.
Yeah. So, alright, everybody, thanks for coming, visiting my live stream, and hanging out with me and MIB.
All right, I'm gonna get off here too, man. And everybody, be safe, take care, and have a good week. And like Brian, I'll be seeing everybody in the chats.
Yep.